Hello, and welcome to this presentation of Good Evening KU, the first show of the spring 2026 semester. I'm Anson Aney, and to my left, I have Gunnar Galloway. And Gunnar, it's been a big week for sports in general, along with KU, as you saw Super Bowl 60 as the Seattle Seahawks took on the New England Patriots in Santa Clara.
And what a game it was. I mean, Drake May and the Patriots didn't go exactly how they thought it would be, They had some O-line issues, of course, and it was a very dominant experience from the Seahawks, who did end up winning. Kenneth Walker into Super Bowl MVP.
Absolutely. He was excited for that. He was on a contract year. It's great to get that Super Bowl MVP. I definitely think a payday is incoming for Kenneth. He's the first ever Super Bowl MVP to be a running back since Terrell Davis back in the 90s with the Broncos. And there's a little bit of a KU edge to this story, as Cable Do, a recent Kansas graduate, drafted in the 6th round by the Seattle Seahawks, got his first ever ring.
Amazing. We love our KU representation, especially on a big game like this. It's great to see one of our guys get a ring.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, he was on injury reserve, but that's one of those definitions where you don't do too much on the group project, but you still get an A. So
Exactly.
I'm sure he was happy about all that. But moving on to the Kansas side, we recently just had University of Arizona come to play KU on Big Monday in Allen Fieldhouse.
Ooh, electric game. I mean, I was at that game. So were you. It was amazing. That environment, nothing like it.
Absolutely. Allen Fieldhouse, known for its loud and rowdy fans, and there's insane amount of students. I mean, top to bottom floor, and there was over 100 camping groups, Gunnar.
Wow. Let me tell you, the camping experience was definitely an interesting one. I feel like as the camping numbers got higher, you got more worried that you weren't even going to make it into the game.
I know you had those kind of concerns. You were around group 80 or so, is that correct?
Yep. We were in the 80s. We were definitely in the nosebleeds, but it was definitely, a great game like that. It's still okay to be up seeing it from a higher view,
I mean, in my personal opinion, I think there's no bad seat inside Allen Fieldhouse, and
Absolutely.
The fans were as passionate as ever for that absolutely top 10 matchup, and number one fell in Allen Fieldhouse by 4 points as Bill Self moves to a perfect 40-0 on Big Monday.
Amazing. You love to see it. Especially for Bill, It's great that we could do that. It was such a statement win for the Jayhawks, no Darren Peterson. We had Flory had a great game, Flory Badunga, and so did Melvin Council Jr. It was just fun to watch us dominate without the guy that, number one pick.
A lot of passion for those Jayhawks. I thought they played a great, intensive, physical game. It was not an easy win by any means either. There was a lot of back and forth, a lot of foul trouble, and a lot of interesting scenarios that led to the first ever number one team to fall in Allen Fieldhouse in 76 years in that building.
Wow. Amazing. It's just great. You love to see it.
It's kind of crazy to think about the amount of history and the amount of teams that have come through here. That's the first ever one to fall like that.
Wow.
And looking ahead, I mean, there's no easy games in sight for Kansas basketball as they go to Ames this Saturday to take on number 5 Iowa State Cyclones.
Yeah, I mean, that's Allen Fieldhouse and the Ames Arena. I mean, forgive me, I forgot the name. But
Hilton Coliseum.
There you go, exactly. I mean, those are such crazy stadiums, and it's definitely going to be interesting to see how the Jayhawks react to an environment that's not their own.
There's no easy place to play in the Big 12, and the Hilton Coliseum will be crazy, along with their student section, a little bit of a rival to KU, I would say. They're named Cyclone Alley.
Cyclone Alley, there you go. That is interesting. Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be a good game. I hope Darren Peterson is back for everyone's sake.
Yeah.
Hopefully he can start feeling a little better. But
with flu-like symptoms, he was out just 15 minutes before tip for the Arizona game. Obviously, it was a huge loss for Kansas, but didn't matter too much as the Jayhawks took care of business, and they're really starting to improve their campaign. 8 straight wins in Big 12 play to move to 9-2 in the conference.
Wow. I mean, yeah, that's just great stuff. It's really amazing that we can still rally together and all play off, not just going through the offense of Darren Peterson, but also passing the rock enough and getting enough and down enough points to,
Seems like it's just next man up for this KU squad. They're letting nothing hold them back. This is looking like a vintage Bill Self team. And there's a lot of title aspirations going around in Lawrence this season. What do you think the likelihood is of that happening?
Oh, I mean, obviously with Darren Peterson, I think anything's possible. You got the number one pick on your team. It's going to be amazing. And especially just the passion that some of these guys, you see it from Melvin Council Jr., you're seeing it from Flory. I mean, especially from Melvin, I feel like if he's in our starting 5 and he's going, our team's going to be, the expectations are going to be that much better. But it looks like that's going to be the end of our time here. We're going to cut off to some other stuff. Thank you for joining us along for our first Good Evening KU sighting.
For students searching for a way to stay active in an outdoorsy way, the City of Lawrence has bike trails running in every direction, and with the new bike share program, we can stay in shape as we tour the sights of our beautiful city. Clinton Lake is only a short 30-minute bike ride away from Daisy Hill and has the most incredible sunset location in all of Lawrence. Walking campus may give you the KU calves, but biking can give you the KU thighs. Bike Lawrence today.
Yeah, I always just clap at this part.
This is where everyone's talking amongst themselves. Do you know how to do it? Do you know how to do it?
Are we supposed to smile?
When do we start? Somebody over here already started.
Can we talk about the piccolo part's the most complicated one?
It is. If you listen, you're doing it when the band's not playing.
You have to tell me when it starts. I still don't know.
Here we go. Just clapping now. No humps. Nailed it.
I practiced this morning.
Mine was just two people.
It has a right and a wrong way of doing it. No. Wrong.
I like my way better.
I don't know how to
1,
do
2,
the
3,
end.
4.
It's just I don't know the
Sorry.
head.
It's hard by yourself.
KU supports community, creativity, Kansas. The University of Kansas provides statewide medical outreach, first responder training, cybersecurity protection, childhood development support, and economic gains amounting to over $7 billion every year. Every day, Kansas Jayhawks serve the world by creating a better future. The world is safer, healthier, stronger because of what KU creates.
Welcome back. I'm Jamie.
And I'm Reagan. Here's today's Good Evening KU news update. Actor James Vanderbeek passed away this morning at age 48. Best known for playing the starry-eyed dreamer of Dawson Leary in the hit series Dawson's Creek. Vanderbeek became a well-known face of teen television in the late 90s and early 2000s. Later appearing on projects like Varsity Blues and CSI Cyber, Vanderbeek also participated in the reality competition series Dancing with the Stars in 2019. While the TV star previously revealed that he was diagnosed with stage 3 colorectal cancer in late 2024, no official cause of death has been released yet. Vanderbeek is survived by his wife Kimberly and their 6 children.
One of the 2 suspects originally charged in a shooting that occurred outside of a Lawrence bar on January 17th is no longer facing first-degree murder. 18-year-old Caden Clem is now being charged with 4 counts of aggravated assault and 1 count of criminal possession of a weapon by a felon. Additionally, the charges for the second suspect in the case, Dytron Daniel Strickland, has been upgraded from second-degree murder to first-degree murder, as well as a criminal possession of a weapon by a felon, battery, and 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder for his role in the murder of 18-year-old Aiden Knowles and the critical injuring of 16-year-old Brady Clark. Both Clem and Daniel Strickland were scheduled for a preliminary hearing on February 10th.
President Donald Trump is currently threatening to block the opening of $6.4 billion Canadian dollars Gordie Howe International Bridge connecting Ontario and Michigan unless Canada agrees to share both ownership and authority. While the bridge has been funded by Canada and is set to be owned publicly by both Canada and Michigan, President Trump called its Canadian control unacceptable and demanded the United States be fully compensated. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney described a later phone call between himself and the president as positive and emphasized the project as being a symbol of cooperation that was built with both shared labor and materials. U.S. and Canadian officials from both parties have pushed back against Trump's threat, warning that blocking the bridge would harm jobs, supply chains, and both countries' economies.
Grammy-winning singer Chappell Roan announced on Monday that she's parting ways with her talent agency after it was revealed that the agency's founder and CEO, Casey Wasserman, was named in the Jeffrey Epstein files regarding past email exchanges with convicted sex trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell. Several other high-profile artists have also recently announced that they have cut ties with the agency, including Best Coast singer Bethany Cosentino and band Beach Bunny. Wasserman has said that he deeply regrets the emails from 2003 and denies having any relationship, personal or business, with Epstein.
And now over to Lainey and Maddie for sports.
Thanks, Jamie and Reagan. So, as the boys mentioned earlier, the men's basketball team picked up a huge victory on Monday night over the top-ranked and previously unbeaten Arizona Wildcats. After trailing by 3 at halftime, the Jayhawks fell behind by 11 before turning it on and dominating the rest of the game. Arizona made it close at the end, but KU prevailed by a final score of 82-78, and they did it all without Darren Peterson, who was out with the flu.
The women's team also trailed by 3 points at halftime last night at Texas Tech. The Jayhawks came back to tie the game with a minute and a half left to play, but the Red Raiders pulled away late for a 70-65 victory. Kansas will return to Allen Fieldhouse on Saturday for a 4 p.m. matchup with Houston.
The softball season is already underway as the Jayhawks went 2-3 in their opening tournament in Tampa, Florida. After beating Bethune-Cookman and Illinois State on Friday, KU's luck ran out and they lost to USF on Saturday, followed by losses to Michigan and Florida on Sunday. The Jayhawks evened their record at 3-3 with a 5-3 win last night over Florida Gulf Coast.
And finally, the baseball season kicks off on Friday in Texas with the first of 3 games against UTRGV. KU will play 3 games in Texas, followed by 3 games in Louisiana to open the season. They will also travel to Minnesota for 4 games in the U.S. Bank Stadium before the home opener on March 5th against St. Thomas.
And that's all we've got for you today. Thanks for watching our first show.
Be sure to join us next week at 5:30 p.m. for another Good Evening KU.